Okay, baby, if you have not seen the proverbial dragging that RG3 has been receiving all day, baby, when I tell you it is chef's kiss, amazing, please go see this. And then sprinkle in a little bit of the back and forth that's been going on between him and Ryan Clark. When I tell you this shit is so well deserved and just so needed and so refreshing to see, because of course black women are going to be in the comments and we're always going to set the record straight, but the just everything is the black men that are coming in there and holding that motherfucker accountable. And that shit is amazing. And that's what we want to see. Show up and show out, because absolutely we have to protect that young girl as, as much as we can, because of course she's a young black female that is in the spotlight, that is always going to, catch hate and whatnot. And y'all are always going to be like, do this, do that. Y'all can't even hold yourselves to the same fucking standards that y'all trying to hold that girl to. So miss me with the bullshit. But if you don't know what happened, basically, Clark did a hard foul on Angel Reese, and of course, the refs did their big one. Absolutely, things went the way that they were supposed to go. But just because it did, get addressed, does not mean that you don't have feelings about what happened. And of course, they want to compare her to LeBron. They want to do all the things or whatever. And again, try to disparage, her reaction to what happened. It was a hard foul. Okay, you're gonna have a reaction to it, but insert RG3 with his shit eating, grin eating wife in the background. I said what the fuck I said, because of course when he starts really honing in on how he says that she's jealous and she's, full of hate and all these other things, here she is in the background sipping her tea and whatnot and just grinning. Girl, please understand something. Them little babies, one drop rule. So as much as you're sitting out here grinning as he is disparaging another black woman, please understand that them babies gonna be judged by the same thing. You think just because you can stand behind a little bit of money that's gonna stop it? It's absolutely not. It's absolutely not. And as much as you are sitting here grinning at the fact that this girl is receiving the sword end of your husband's words, and you're thinking it's like vindication of some sort, it's not. You got one that we didn't want. But anyways, he of course tries to disguise this whole take of, well, it was a sports take and it was pure basketball and whatnot. No, you sit here and try to diagnose this woman of being full of hate and jealousy of Clark, and that's not what it is. They have always talked about how they don't have any beef with each other. However, it is Clark's fans, i.e. yourself. You're basically perpetuating exactly what it is. A mold full of hate and then trying to say it's Reese's fault, and it's not. And here's the thing. Yes, Clark has been good with calling out her fans, but unfortunately, baby doll, it's going to have to be a continual thing, because racism is a continual thing. Self-hatred, like of RG3 here, is a continual thing until he now, as he goes and tries to call out Ryan Clark, because of course Ryan Clark was just like, look, the fact that RG3 had this scathing review of what happened and whatnot, he was like, I know that he is not having the conversations in his household in regards to how black women are being treated, how black women are being viewed, and all the things. So, especially, with his wife sitting back there grinning in the background. And he was like, I don't have a problem with his wife. He was like, I've talked to the woman like once or twice or whatever. And he was like, she's a lovely person and whatnot. He was like, but, we all know what it is. Because again, in the words of Malcolm X, who is the most disrespected class of person on this planet? Black women. So that's what basically was said, because we already know that Ryan is not going to go disrespectful. That's just not within his character. But here comes RG3 playing, the victim and shit, talking about, oh, well, I was just doing a sports take. If he didn't like a sports take, he didn't have to attack my wife. Negro, ain't nobody attack your wife. I'm gonna go ahead and say what needs to be said. Baby, ain't nobody attack your wife. Did we call your ass to the carpet? We absolutely did. And see, here's the thing, when you're so far gone and when someone tries to correct your behavior, you take that as a direct attack because you're not used to being corrected. And I don't know what the fuck your mama's doing, your auntie, your cousins, or somebody, but somebody need to get a hold of your ass and have a real conversation with you and be like, don't do this. But then the fact that you tried to pull ESPN into this and was just like, ESPN, this is not a good look, because you want what he has. You want everyone to embrace you like we embrace Ryan, and we're not going to do that, because baby, we can't embrace you until you embrace yourself. Because that's ultimately the problem. Because the fact that you thought that you were going to go on this and then try to disguise this shit as a take on basketball, Negro, please. And I said what I said, because absolutely the fuck not. We do not go after our young black girls in this manner and then try to disguise it as something else. If you're going to call a spade, then stand 10 toes down on that shit. But the fact of the matter is, he called your ass to the carpet, and so have all these other black men. And again, either heed the warning and you go heal, or keep black women the fuck about your mouth. Just like you said, your wife. Because again, if your wife is sitting in the background and while you tried to make this whole scathing, gaslighting review and whatnot of what happened, and she wasn't there, she should have been front and center. But again, because you knew better. But baby, again, y'all go in there and read them comments, because that shit was glorious.